What if the cost of your groceries and your tech subscription depended on a handshake between the US and Europe? Right now, two economic superpowers are locked in high-stakes trade negotiations. But with pressure mounting, one wrong turn could ripple through your life. The US and EU conduct over $1.3 trillion in commerce, yet it's not always smooth. We saw that in 2018, when steel tariffs led to EU retaliation on American spirits, jeans, and motorcycles. Today, both sides want a stable relationship, but old wounds remain open. This is more than tariffs. Talks cover carbon border adjustment mechanisms, environmental fees on imports, digital services taxes, a battlefield for big tech, agricultural rules, affecting US farmers' access to EU markets. We're not just negotiating trade, we're debating values, identity, and policy direction. So why should you care? Consumers. Wine, electronics, even coffee could get pricier. Workers. US manufacturers and farmers rely on export entrepreneurs. European data laws influence how your app operates. This isn't abstract. Your paycheck, your prices, your future ride is shaped by these talks. If negotiations break down, new tariffs could hit cars, wine, tech, hardware. Supply chains get snarled, raising costs on everything. Global markets jitter, retail, oil, stock investors react. Emerging economies like China and India might seize the moment. It's not just Europe and America. The fallout could shift global power. Yet there's a path forward. Both sides share priorities: climate standards, digital governance, anti-monopoly rules. A solid US-EU agreement could stabilize trade and set global benchmarks in a fractured world. But they must act fast. Fares high, the hourglass is running. Trade talks between the US and EU? Far from distant diplomacy, they could rewire the economy we all live in. Will cooperation triumph, or are we heading toward another round of costly conflicts? The US and the EU are long-standing partners, trading over $1.3 trillion in goods and services every year. But this relationship isn't without friction. Remember 2018? Steel and aluminum tariffs imposed by the Trump administration triggered EU retaliation. American whiskey, motorcycles, and jeans suddenly became more expensive overseas. Now in 2025, the conversation is back on the table. And the stakes are higher. So what's driving the tension now? The EU wants stricter climate rules and a digital tax that would target big US tech companies. The US wants more market access for American farmers and fewer regulatory hurdles for its businesses. This isn't just about dollars, it's about who sets the rules of global trade in the 21st century. You might be wondering, why should I care? Here's why. Prices. Tariffs could mean higher costs on wine, cheese, electronics, anything crossing the Atlantic. Jobs. Farmers and manufacturers depend on access to foreign markets. Tech. European data laws could force US companies to change how they operate, possibly limiting your choices online. These talks might seem far away, but their outcome will shape the prices you pay and the jobs people hold. If the talks break down, we could see a fresh wave of tariffs, slowdowns in supply chains, and rising inflation. Industries could suffer. Workers in export-heavy sectors might feel the heat. And with powers like China and India watching closely, global alliances could shift. Trade isn't just economics. It's strategy and power. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.